Hello everybody, it's Dan. In this video, we're going to be going over some special 180-degree turns while moving, the box TTR and our slide TTRs. In the band, we have two special TTRs. We have the box TTR and the slide TTR. And there are actually three slides. There's the slide on 2, slide on 4, and slide on 6. I'll show you what all 4 of these look like before I break everything down. The box TTR seems a little bit more complicated than it really is. You just need a little bit of time with it, right? Now, I'll show you here in place. I'm not gonna come up to the line or anything. I'll just do them in place twice, once from the front, once from the back here, okay? Box TTR up place, then box TTR up place. Cool? Now breaking this down, obviously it's just 4 counts, and we say box TTR on all of those counts, box TTR, weird. Anyway, the first count is 22.5 inches to your left, and obviously all of these moves have the chair step or it's not as flashy. So 22.5 inches to the left, and then count 2 directly in front of the left, just like you're about to do a step forward about face. And simultaneously, you're turning over your left shoulder, engaging your core, again, right here. And then, I did that a little too quickly, but 22.5 inches to the left here, and then count 4, you're gonna be back on the line. And I'll do that facing the line here in a while, but on the line, up, 1. All right, I'll do that a little bit quicker. So, 1, 22.5 inches to the left, 2, right in front and turning, 3, 22.5 inches to the left, 4, on the line, up, 1, and you're continuing forward. Now we'll do it from the side here, and you'll see that I go this way and then come right back on count 4, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, up, 1. What most people get tripped up on really is that up portion of the box, and it's kind of simultaneously happening as you hit the line on 4 with your right foot. So don't think about it too much. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. You don't even need to say the up really, we just do for emphasis. The slide to the rear is our way of combining the forwards marching and the backwards marching fundamentals to turn 180 degrees in an 8. So, as you could probably dissect from the previous video, if you have a slide on 2, it just means that you're going 1, 2, and then transitioning to backwards marching on that. And obviously continuing on, but I won't go out of frame for that. But you have to finish out the 8 in backwards marching. And then a slide on 4, you go forward 4 steps, transition to backwards marching, go 4 steps backwards, and then you continue on the drill. I mean, you can have really any transition to more backwards marching on that, or you can go forwards. So I'll tell you what that looks like real quick. Say that you have a forward 8, slide on 4, into backwards marching. You're going to go forward 4, transition to backwards marching, and finish out the 8 with 4 backwards steps, and then you're going to go 8 backwards. Now say, conversely, you have forward 8, or forward 1-8, and slide on 4 into forwards marching. You march 4 forward, transition into backwards marching, finish out the 8 with 4 backward steps, and then you transition to forward. And that's probably the worst part for a lot of people, and it doesn't exclusively happen on slide TTRs really. It's anything that, say that you had 1-8 backwards, 1-8 forward, is this kind of rock motion that you have. Especially with bass drum, because we have a lot of forward and downwards momentum here. But when you're finishing out an 8 of backwards, there's like this tendency to kind of rear back, and that's like OU marching 110 fundamental there. We don't really do that. We just try to stay straight up, really engage our core here, and then continue on forward 8 as best that we can, right? And I'll show you again. That's just right there, and then you're going back forwards. Obviously a little bit more difficult with a big drum on, but you get the idea. Probably the most challenging part about slide TTRs is that transition from what feels like a normal 22.5 inch step to the backwards 22.5 inch step, because obviously they're 22.5 inches all the same, but backwards marching, you kind of need to feel like you're overextending to actually get 22.5 inches. And I personally tend to overestimate that. So with slide on 6, I really do tend to go way beyond the goal line here. But I implore you to do better than I do. So really hone your forward marching and backwards marching so you don't even have that problem. Among the bass drums, slide TTRs are pretty infamous for dipping, as well as that rear back, which on the slide on 6, that's a pretty deadly combo. Both the dipping and the rear back, it just kind of looks pretty ugly and you don't want to do it. So really, again, I'll say it again and I will continue to say it, engage your core, make sure that you aren't dropping your shoulders, make everything look really crisp, keep everything on the same axis. These fundamentals are probably among the hardest for new people to the band, so I implore you to put a video in the Google Classroom, and I'll make sure that you're doing all these right and also clear up any confusion that you might have. Thanks, and go Bucks.